Und willkommen zurück. Und jetzt geht's mit Musik so, in Corruption, nach Corruption. Und zwar nehmen wir wieder diese hier und diesen hier. Und auf ihn. Das sieht ziemlich heiß hier aus. Okay. Your head clears as you stumble away from the portal pylon. As your vision settles down, you get your first good look at the corruption. It is, in fact, even worse than you imagined it. You are on a large hump of stone protruding from a bubbling sulphurous caldera. The magma below is slowly eating away at the rock island you are standing on. The pylon will probably need to be replaced within a few years. Or much less. The corruption is notoriously unstable. This island might be eaten away from the lava in a day, or in the next minute. There are two ways to get off to this searing rock. A narrow stone bridge leads to north to a massive crossed iron gate. A different path leads to stable ground to the northeast. Aha. Da ist aber Schluss, da ist ein Avadon-Symbol. You are close enough to the closed gate to get a good look at it. It was made corruption strong. The thick steel bars designed to keep even the largest corridors out. Protective runes complete the defenses. A nearby sign tells you that this is indeed a convenient entrance to Monitor Base C. However, nobody is here, and no amount of shouting and clanging alerts the residents to your presence. Didn't anyone tell them someone was coming from Avadon? You'll need to find a different entrance. Aggravating. The sign says Monitor Base C, Entrance 3. Okay, dann gehen wir mal hier lang. Samian, Caravan Guard. Okay. The path leads. Sorry. The path leads you mercifully away from the lava. You find a large open area. The ground is backed and dead. The foul magic of the corruption having long ago purged away almost all flora and fauna, which makes it slightly unusual that there's a small campground here. This must be a waypoint for people traveling to and from Monitor Base C. For example, the merchant caravan, which is about to leave on the path to the northeast. One of the caravan guards immediately sees you and points you out to the merchant in charge. The trader looks at you and laughs. This is a surprise. You don't look like a horror to me, he shouts. Come on over. The caravan master walks up to you and looks you in the eye. After a moment, he nods and says, "Lower your weapons, it's just a human." He wears the garb of a citizen of the Qua. His skin is cracked and peeling, and his hair is dry as straw. Exposure to the corruption wears a person down quickly. He gives you a little bow. "I am Samian, merchant and trader. Greed and foolishness have led me to supply the corruption, and you are here too, though I am not sure how you got here. The only thing that way," he points at the path you approached on, "is the pylon. To Avadon, if rumors are true." Yes, I'm from Avadon, though my business is private. Samian nods. Of course, I wouldn't ask. I'm not even interested. I'm going to Monitor Base C. You seem new to the corruption. If your destination is the same, you are welcome to walk with us. The journey from here is not long. I will go with you. Alright, stay close. We are going to the only place that is remotely safe. If something attacks us, kill it. If something leaves us alone, let it. Before we go, if you wish, I will tell you the 3 rules for dealing with the corruption. I suspect you need to hear them. What's the first rule? Never drink the water that comes out of the ground here. Never eat anything that grows here. It can infect you, sicken and warp you. Don't do it. Starving is preferable. What is the second rule? You are never safe here, ever. The sickness of this place can infest the deepest vault. The most loyal general, always be afraid. What is the third rule? If you can run, run. Never stay and fight. No matter how many horrors you kill, there are always more. If you feel in danger, it's because you are. Just leave. That is all I need to know. Then come on, we need to move now. The caravan does not delay. With surprising speed it turns and departs to the north. Okay. Interessant. There's the forest to the north. Well, it was a forest, centuries ago, when the corruption first appeared and flowed over hundreds of miles of countryside. The trees are dead, but the chaotic magic of this place has preserved them. The leaves are gone, but the trunks still stand. Delicately balanced, petrified snags that threaten to fall on anyone who dares to walk by them, threaten even. And the shadows of the dead forest, you see figures moving about. Whatever they are, they can't be friendly. This is the corruption after all. Da oben sind böse Viecher, Waste Stalker. Okay. Gucken wir mal, dass wir ein bisschen näher rankommen. Wie viele sind das? 3. Besonders viel aushalten tun die jedenfalls nicht. Hatte ich auch schon einmal von getötet. There are several small monstrosities standing in the road. Creatures with 2 legs, 1 huge eye and no mouth or body to speak of. Their flesh is moist and sickly, and the air crackles with energy when they get close. Semi in size. Stalkers, small and not many, but they found us. We are going to have to hack through them. If you want to help with it, we wouldn't say no. Oh, da kommen noch welche. Da ist der erste kaputt. Zwei, 1. Ist da was nächstes dran? Aua, are regenerating. Much. Critical. Much. Kaputt. Sauber. Und da ist ein Gürtel. Bronze Gürtel kann man verkaufen. Iron Spear kann man verkaufen. Ist das ein Pylon? The obelisk says Monitor Base C, dedicated in memory of the lost. You reach the front gate of Monitor Base C. Like all packed installations in the corruption, it is buried underground. There are lots of supplies and weapons out here, but the guards stay inside if at all possible. The sun is searing and the dust in the air is starting to make you feel ill. The safety of the indoors is very tempting. Khalida looks at the stone in the middle of this courtyard and laughs. You can see that someone started to etch the stone code into it. They only got halfway before giving up the project, and most of the words are worn away. Not even I would try to bring law to this nightmare place, she says. Daedric examines the stone. Well, the people of the Qua have discipline. It is well known. Even those of my tribe who hated your people admitted that. So, und der ist jetzt anscheinend da reingegangen. Da ist ein Lockpick. Nehmen wir mit. Und Cloth kann man verkaufen. Dann gehen wir mal rein. Base Guard. The guards in Monitor Base C are a twitchy, terrified lot. They act as if monsters could appear in any room at any moment, which may be true. They are eager for news of the outside world, and they are even willing to talk to a hand of Avadon to get it. You trade news with them for a while and move on. Base Worker. Monitor Base C has several researchers, record keepers, cooks and other workers. They are, if anything, even more scared than the guards. They would be just as delicious as the soldiers, but they aren't encased in steel. You enter Monitor Base C, hoping to get some relief from the harsh environment outside. You don't get it. It's hot and humid inside, and the smell of rot and sulfur hangs in the air, just at the edge of perception. But worse, there is a strange energy, a constant feeling of being watched, and a constant hostile presence that keeps you from ever feeling safe and calm. You feel like you can be attacked at any moment, which is probably the truth. When you enter, a guard approaches you. He checks the scroll. You are Kordanor, yes? Commander Ophira was told that you are coming. Her chambers are that way. He points to the east. Und hier haben wir ein Bag of Meal, das wir nicht mitnehmen können. Und ein Bolt of Cloth, das wir verticken können. Bandage. Nehmen wir mit. Cow. Several cows have been brought into the corruption, doubtless to feed the staff and guards here. You doubt they will be alive that much longer. They don't have a lot of water and fodder to spare. Das Wasser. No discounts, Semyon. You meet Semyon, the trader, once again. He has set up a small trading post in these halls, and he is dealing with a constant stream of guards, researchers and other workers. Proper goods from the outside world are rare here. Soap goes for 20 coins a bar. He says, "Hello, brave traveler. Good to see you again. I am free to trade now. I can also tell you the rules of the corruption in case you need a refresher." Do lots of merchants come out here? No, too unpredictable, too dangerous. I am one of the few who is enough of a fool. Why is it so dangerous? These lands are infused with malevolent, chaotic magic. The ground can disappear under your feet at any moment, literally sometimes. So why did you come? Greed. Bringing goods here lets me tap directly into the wealth of the Pact. I'll take on a little risk to retire at 30. I have another question. Semyon sits and sips from a cup of water. Please, buy. The sooner I sell these goods, the sooner we can awake from this nightmare. I am interested in the rules of the corruption, da brauchen wir nicht. Ja, ich klick mal durch, aber das ist dasselbe wie eben. Can you spare anything for a hand of Avadon? Yes, I will give you a discount, a small one. Don't ask for more, hand. My goods are too precious and the risk too great to spare a bribe today. Let me see your wares. I would like to sell something. Bam. Let me see your wares. Ja, überhaupt nichts, was man brauchen kann. Semyon brings desperately needed supplies out to the corruption outposts, and he charges an appropriately high price for them. Utterly ridiculous. Don't need anything. Then good luck to you. My advice, friend, do what you need to do and get out of here, fast. Monitor base C is split up into separate sections, connected by long corridors. Each corridor has a guard post in the middle. The design makes it so, if one section is lost to an outbreak of magic, it can quite quickly be sealed off. You wonder how many sections have been sealed off so far and what is lurking inside. Base guard. Keep alert. Überall stehen die Razorflinger. Commander of Fira. Welcome, hand. There's a Daramite woman sitting at this table, reviewing reports and maps. She mutters, "How can I track this place when the landscape keeps changing?" Then she rises and turns to face you, and you note the commander's insignia on her tunic. She wears no armor and bears no blade, and yet she is the commander of this outpost. She says, "You are Kordanor, yes? Hard Protoss sent word that a hand of Avadon would be sent to us. It is a necessary imposition, I suppose. I'm Commander of Fira. I can provide you with quarters and information before you are on your way. I'd like to know more about the corruption. Everyone does, but there is little to tell. That is why the Pact keeps building these outposts, to understand. All we have learned is that it's very hard to maintain an outpost here. How old is the corruption? About 5 centuries, more or less. How was it created? Nobody knows. It is a great mystery. The people who lived here, their beliefs, the magic they practiced, almost nothing is known. The best guess is that some sort of magical experiment tore a hole in the air or the sky, and horrors came through, and they are here to stay. Does it grow? Yes, it also shrinks. The borders are extremely unstable. The corruption sends tendrils of destruction into the lands to the north and east, then it withdraws them. The overall area of the corruption seems to stay constant, though. That is a blessing. What is being done to fix it? Ophira laughs. Fix it? Are you mad? It is bigger, older and stronger than all of us. All of the power of Avadon is nothing compared to the implacable devastation of the corruption. We watch it and hope. That is all we can do. I have another question. You sit with the commander. She has tea brought. While you discuss the situation with her, she is very careful and guarded when talking to a hand of Avadon, which is far from unusual. You try to estimate how old she is. You think she is in her 30s, but exposure to the corruption has aged her. Her skin is dry and cracked, and she moves as if every one of her muscles is sore. Tell me about this base. It is Monitor Base C, the third of 4 bases built inside the corruption, to watch it and learn. It is an expensive, deadly, probably futile effort, but we are to live with the corruption. We can't just ignore it. Tell me about bases A and B. Lost, infested. The magic of the corruption is an insidious thing. It is always looking for ways to break in. Lava, changing terrain, spontaneous monster appearances. Things are constantly falling apart. What about Monitor Base D? The newest, largest, most well-defended base in the corruption? She winces. We lost contact with it weeks ago. I am sending a request for help to Henver's council. We are very concerned. How long have you been commander here? 3 years. That is all. I know that I look as if I have spent decades here, but she shakes her head. My term here ends soon. I volunteered to come here. Someone needs to. I will not pretend it doesn't exact a cost. Why aren't you armed? Don't worry, my armor and bow are in my chambers. I can get them when I need them. No, I normally go without. I'm sending a message to my warriors. What message is that? Whatever attacks us, and something will attack us, we may not be able to deal with it with blades. We might need to be cunning. More likely, all we can do is run. I have another question. Let's discuss Avadon. Ophira nervously drums her fingers on the table. If we must, I think my views are my own, and I have the right to have them. But Avadon sees things differently. And what do you think? I'm a Daramite. We believe that the people should choose their leaders. True authority to lead only comes from the approval of the ruled. This idea could not be more foreign to your master, up high in his black fortress, sending people to interrogation or death without a thought. That is all I have to say about it. We believe that the people should choose their leaders. True authority to lead only comes from the approval of the ruled. Ja. Was hat die denn sonst noch zu sagen? There's something I would like to know about... Nummer 3. There is something I would like to know about. I will help you if I can. Is there something or someone or something you are looking for? I can't think of anything. Alright, come back if you recall something. Whatever I may believe about Avadon, I honestly wish to help you. Avadon sent me here to look for a fugitive. So I have heard. Hard Protoss sent detailed information ahead of you. Miranda, that is who you are hunting. Traitor, responsible for the sacking of Avadon by parties unknown a few years ago. And you have seen her? No. Oh. She has not been sighted by us. If she is in the corruption, we have found no trace of her passing. However, there are many small outposts on the border between the corruption and healthy lands. I did get an intriguing message from one of them a few days ago. Go on. She marks the location on your map. It is to the north. The scout in question, Watcher Ibu, reported that the corruption expanded to engulf this camp. While preparing a defense, one of Ibu's archers spotted a human skulking in the distance. Watcher Ibu may still be there. I would suggest speaking with him. The corruption engulfed the camp. The borders of the corruption are not stable. They grow and contract extremely quickly. A camp on the border can find overnight that the dark magic has claimed all the land around it. When this happens, flight is the only response. What did Ibu say about this human? Nothing. That is all his message said. A human? His letter was a bit unhinged, I'm afraid. I hope he fled immediately and didn't do anything foolish. So I should use the So I should see Watcher Ibu. I have no other suggestions to offer you. Another question. There's something I would like to know about. Can't think of anything. Okay, damit war's das dann wohl auch. Gut. Dann haben wir ja Base Worker. Ja, supi. Da ist nix. Verschüttet. Was ist das für eine Elite Guard? A pair of enormous guards stand to either side of this door. Their shields bear the symbol of Hanra's Council, the elite group of chosen officials that runs the pact. When you approach, they don't mess around. They raise their blades and say, "Stop there, hand, you can't pass." There's a brief, tense standoff. You are a hand of Avadon, unused to being stopped. They are tasked with protecting one of the most important people in the pact. You watch each other, waiting for the other side to back down. Then the door cracks open. A tired voice comes from within. "The hand means no harm. I would speak with a representative of Avadon." The door closes. The guards step aside. One of them growls. "The counselor will see you now." Okay. Dann gehen wir doch mal da rein. Counselor Tan. Aber erst mal gucken, ob er so einen Schreibtisch hat. In der Kiste. Noch nix. Okay. You come face to face with Counselor Tan, one of the 16 members of Hanra's Council. Even by the high standards of Avadon, this is a significant and powerful individual. He is a tall, barrel-chested, hearty man. He rises to greet you. The corruption has been eroding his strength and high spirits, but he can still manage cordially. "Greetings, Kordanor. The arrival of a hand of Avadon has not evaded my notice. I am Tan, honored Holglandian representative to Hanra's Council. I am pleased to meet you. A hand can often be useful in a difficult situation." "Tell me of Hanra's Council." "Of course, I am eager to clear up the confusion so many have about our purpose. Also, this gives me the chance to brag. There are 16 of us, 3 from each pact state and the Imperator, selected by us to speak for all. We direct the pact, not the individual states, though we might guide them. We direct the military and resources shared by all of the states and administer the laws of the pact." Okay, how did you become a member of this council? "The leaders of Holglander chose me. They thought I was somewhat competent. Also, my family is very wealthy and influential." The family part was more important, I confess. Why is it called Hanra's Council? A bit of history, increasingly obscure history. I am sad to say, Hanra was the lord who first united the 5 peoples of Central Luneos into the pact. How do you guide the pact states? Much as each nation has laws to guide its people, the pact has laws that guide the countries that belong to it. Some people hate these laws, thus the rebellion in the Wild Realm. What will be done about the Wild Realm rebellion? 10 is momentarily very serious. We will deal with lawbreakers the way that any state deals with the lawbreakers. I have another question. Counselor 10 sits with you at his table. He keeps a healthy stock of tea and snacks nearby, and he isn't averse to sharing. However, as you speak with him, you notice that he is careful to stick to inconsequential topics. He is a friendly politician, but a careful one. Is there anything I can do for you? An offer of help from a hand, an opportunity true, but not without its cost. At this moment, no, I desire nothing but conversation, though conversation can itself be very precious. Den sollte ich mir mal notieren. Corruption Base C. Counselor 10. Eventuell später mitreden. What brings you to the corruption? He sighs. It is a dreadful place. My colleagues told me that I should not come. Most of my colleagues, that is. It is dangerous after all. However, I needed that most precious of commodities. Most of your colleagues? He smiles. My associates from Kalemdariel were happy to see me come here, and they wished me a good long stay. Uh-huh. What did you need? Information, proper information from the actual source about our project here. What project? The monitor bases. We need to watch the corruption many believe, to understand it and to get warning if it is about to expand. However, there have been problems. Some wonder if they should be built at all. It is a big controversy. It is. The corruption is huge and unpredictable, but it tends to keep to itself. The rebellion, on the other hand, and the constant conflict between Calamandril and Rocklandia, between the Qua and the Wildrum, these are real, imminent problems. Solving such problems takes resources, which are always limited. So can we afford to keep building doomed fortresses in this wasteland? What sort of problems? They get lost. Bases A and B were destroyed. This one seems ready to collapse at any moment. And monitor base D, that one is a mystery. I understand it is out of communication. What do you think? Members of the council who don't guard their opinions don't stay on the council for long. So you are here to investigate. Yes, I am learning what I can about affairs here. The state of the bases, the potential future. How much they cost to build and maintain. However, my guards, tyrants that they are, won't let me look around as much as I want. He sips some tea. You know, this is exactly the sort of situation where a hand can be useful. What do you want from me? Something simple. Something rare and precious and yet utterly free. I need your opinion. Look around, talk to people, decide this. Is it worth the expense in blood and treasure to build and maintain the monitor bases? Give it time, think about it. It is a difficult issue. What will you do for Avadon in return for my help? Counselor 10 laughs. I admire your honesty. What do you want? Gold, land, a certified scroll saying I owe you a favor? For your help, I offer nothing but my goodwill. You will decide if that is valuable or not. I'll be leaving now. Thank for your stopping by. Pleasant company is hard to find in this horrible place. Travel carefully, there's danger everything here. Conversation ends. Okay, haben aber jetzt keine... Okay. Konstellation... Okay. Wir können dem jetzt schon die Meinung sagen. Ich speichere mal. Already I have heard that you will actually explore the corruption, but you have not done that yet. I hope you will not try to sell me a useless, uninformed opinion. Okay. Sollen wir doch nie machen. Dann gehen wir am besten nochmal zurück zu den... ist offen und gucken, ob das da weitergeht. Wahrscheinlich ist er zu Ende. Kiosk, das hier kaufen. Das auch. 50 XP. This book is about the Black Age. Okay. Lockpick. Take one lockpick. Okay. Gucken. Nix. Nix. Oh, nix. Welcome and dann reden wir nochmal. Er hat nichts Neues zu sagen. Was ist hier unten? Okay, da geht's wohl richtig weiter. Dann haben wir hier noch eine Tür. The book is about the Third Age. Okay. Ich wollte nochmal mit dem Händler reden. Gucken, ob der jetzt noch was zu sagen hat. Aber ja. Naja, hat auch nichts zu sagen. Da geht's nicht, also geht's noch nach unten. Scroll Lightning. Was? Reg, Scout, Base Guard, Monitor, Saber. Base Worker, yes, oh, nur Leather Gloves. Tasty Stalker, Gerung. Hier unten ist Ende. The sign says Barracks. Versiegelt. A monitor of the packed army is sitting by the small fire, drinking ale and tending to a small pot of stew. He is an aging warrior of the Qua, wrinkled and worn. He nods to you. Have a seat, Hand. I am Monitor Saber. Heard you were here. Always a seat and a warm meal for a loyal warrior, even one from Avadon. What led you to serve here? He shrugs. Hatred, I guess. I hate the corruption, hate all of the good soldiers it took. I serve here to try to control it. I want to keep it out of our homes. That is why I spent my whole career as a soldier out here. You think that the corruption will grow? We don't know. It never has, not much anyway, but it might. That's why we have the monitor bases here, despite what they cost. We need to fight the corruption, explore it, learn to defeat it before it figures out how to grow. How long have you served out here? 10 years. I look older than that, though, don't I? The corruption has a way of eating at you, burning you away. It's the sacrifice we all make to fight it. I've served longer than most, though. I was in Monitor Base B when it fell. Of the people in this base, only Seeker Machi has seen more action than me. Tell me about Monitor Base B. It fell. It always happens. When someone tries to live in the corruption, it fights back. Things fail. Monsters appear, forces get spread thin. Then a final attack, a surprise swarm of monsters that drives us out. It hasn't happened here yet, but it will. I see the signs. And then I will serve in Monitor Base E or G or Z. We'll draw this land's madness to us so it doesn't go somewhere else. I have another question. Monitor Saber tastes the stew, sighs, and shakes his head. Nothing ever tastes right out here. He adds salt. What did you want to discuss? What led you to serve here? Das hat man, glaube ich, alles schon. Bla, bla. Tell me about B. And then I have another question. What is the current situation? Crumbling. We've lost several sections of the base. Forces are spread thin. Monitor Base C will probably suffer the same fate as the others. Though I thought it'd last longer than it has. You lost sectors? Several areas have had to be sealed off. In one, several horrors just happened to get loose, and then they bred. Another cracks appeared in the floor, lava came out, couldn't stay there. It's what the corruption does. It makes sure that plans don't work, no matter how careful you are. How many soldiers do you have? 3 blades, I command 1. The others are hunting and investigating. Hanwa's council and Avadon make their demands on us, and we have to fight off the horrors at the same time. We are very vulnerable now. Sleep with your sword close at hand. You are spread too thin? He pours you some more ale. We are. That's why I'm so glad to see you. I know hands have a reputation for helping those they meet. only for pay, I know, but Ophira has given me supplies to compensate you for any help you can give. If you can kill some of the horrors that are menacing us, we might be able to keep this base open for months longer. You said you could use help. Monitor Saber nods. This is how our base falls. First things go wrong, then more wrong. Then our defenses develop gaps and get spread thin. Then the swarm comes. Our defenses are weak now, but they can be restored. What we need to do is find where our swarms are forming and destroy them before they attack. He points to the south. The wing down that way was lost to escaped horrors and had to be sealed. I need you to go in there and make sure not too many horrors have appeared. Kill them and tell me what you found. I will have the gates opened for you. It was an actual wing of this base? Yes, these bases are built in modules, so that sections can be sealed off as they are lost to horrors or lava or other mishaps. Ich weiß jetzt nicht, wie so ein Gitter Lava aufhalten soll, aber okay. It is full of monsters and it is right next to where you sleep. That's life in the corruption, sweet dreams. Any idea what is in there? No, we hear snarling and howling, but I haven't been able to spare any soldiers to go in. It can't be too bad though. How do you know? Because we are still alive. I have another question. Monitor Saber tastes the stew, sighs and shakes his head. Nothing ever tastes right out here. Here at Salt, what did you want to discuss? Okay, Quest haben angenommen. Hunting the swarms. Monitor Saber commands the defenses of Monitor Base C. Those defenses have grown weak, however, and he fears that the swarm of monsters can attack at any moment. He will pay a bounty if you can eliminate these threats before they become serious. The wing of the base south of Saber's barracks had to be sealed off. He had the gates opened for you. Explore it and kill any threats you find. Okay, dann haben wir hier noch einen Wretch namens Girung. This room is full of wretch scouts. The monitor base has recruited a bunch of wretches to explore the wastes, and they seem to be adjusting to the work very well. Far better than the miserable humans around them anyway. Their leader, a short, stocky creature covered with dust and scars, walks over to greet you. You Hand, I hear. Hand of Avadon here. Big excitement. All the humans scared of you. I am Gerung, hero of the scouts here. You good? You bring us lots of work. The monitor base uses wretch scouts. Some, not all, wretch good scouts for corruption. Bad air. Bad monsters don't bother us as much. We are strong and fast. Good for it. Better than humans. Why are you so much better at scouting the corruption than humans? Not sure. My guess it's because humans are weak and pathetic, while wretches are tough and strong. What humans say when they say true thing they not supposed to say? No offense. Yeah, that's it. I have another question. Gerung, the scout, keeps talking to you, though he occasionally has to go keep two wretches from fighting. Good, you here, Kordanor. You make us have lots of work. Lots of good places to go. I create work for you? Yeah, you search corruption means scouts go first. Means we get lots of work, lots of pay. Scout before you, so we die instead of you. Get to even explore core maybe. Great pay. Sehr nett. How are you paid? Permission. The farther in we go, more we get. Bonus for all if one of us die. It's good work. We live a lot. Nice scenery to eat monsters. You eat the monsters? Why not? Delicious. Human can't eat them, but only because humans sad and weak. That's all for now. Thanks. Seltsame Gestalten. Okay, dann haben wir hier nix. Da unten ist es jetzt offen, da will ich aber noch nicht hin. Ich werde erst noch den Rest der Basis erkunden. Ach, hier war noch eine drin und das Ding kann ich noch anklicken. Base Guard. Oh, ha. This book is about the first age. This entry has been added to your codex. Okay. Und die muss ich jetzt mal gucken. 81, 94, die hat auf jeden Fall da genug, die steigt wieder Dexterity. Und dann packe ich hier noch 2 Punkte rein. So. Barracks. Was ist hier? Research Workshop. Okay. Moment, erstmal darum. Da haben wir Bandages. Moment. This book is about end of the Black Age. This entry has been added to your codex. Da ist was zum Trinken. Good XP. You drink the water, you feel strange, you gain new insight. Seeker, okay. Die sollte wohl noch mehr gesehen haben als der eine Typ. Da kann man was mitnehmen und verticken. Dann rede ich auch mal mit ihr. This workshop is dedicated to research on the corruption, experiments, studies, autopsies, anything that can bring a little bit of order to the pure chaos of the corruption. A small Hoglandian woman smiles nervously and approaches you. Welcome, Hand of Avadon. I am Sika Machi. I keep this workshop operating smoothly. Please feel free to look around. Do not touch any samples with exposed skin, though they may dissolve you. Tell me about this workshop. It is the current center of research on the corruption. It is well equipped, as you can see. There are many guards and quality equipment, so we should be able to learn a lot before this place is lost. Who built all of this? Hanva's council. They want to understand the corruption as well as possible, which is why they built the monitor bases. They are very expensive and difficult to create and maintain, and we try to justify the cost. You think this place will be lost? Inevitably. The corruption hates order. The longer we are here, the worse the problems. This is what cost us monitor bases A and B. What sorts of problems? As time passes, more things break. More horrors are drawn to these lands, more monsters just mysteriously appear inside. Guards grow ill and have to be evacuated. I've seen the process before. It is happening here now, faster in fact than before. What do you know about monitor bases A and B? I'm the only person who was at both when they crumbled and had to be evacuated. The process is always the same. Slow decay. Then rapid decay, finally swarm of horrors. The result is always an abandoned base along with a number of deaths. I have another question. Sika Machi walks around the workshop with you, carefully supervising the experiments and autopsies that are taking place. You have to be very careful, she says. Things come back to life all the time, usually at an inconvenient moment. You study the corruption. Yes, our work here is dedicated to study of the corruption, how it behaves, where it came from, who lives here, what is in the core, and, if possible, how to heal this wound in Linnaeus. Where did it come from? We don't know, no idea. We have looked for signs of the people or civilization that created it, but all of them have been rubbed away. Or, which is even more terrifying, maybe nobody created it, maybe it just happened and it can happen again somewhere else. How does the corruption behave? It destroys any order, any life, it eats away at it. Never eat or drink anything that originates in the corruption. All you will do is take its sickness inside you. Do you think the corruption can be cured? I don't. It's too big, too powerful. I won't stop looking for ways to try though. What is the core? The heart of the corruption, in the geographical center. The closer you get to it, the more powerful and chaotic the magic of this land gets. We don't even send scouts there, it's just too dangerous. And yet, I wish someone would go there and tell me what they find. I could be truly useful. I have another question. Is there anything you're looking for in particular? At first, Sika Machi seems nervous about dealing with the hand of Avadon. You are able to convince her with effort that your desire to help is genuine. She says, actually, there is something you might be able to do. There is a rare sort of manifestation that appears in the corruption. We call it sapphire. It is a shade, it looks like a human, translucent and misshapen, and most importantly, it can talk. A sapphire has been sighted to the north. I want you to talk to it and tell me what it says. Are they dangerous? Oh, very. They generally try to kill anyone who gets close. However, they sometimes talk first. Or is it so special that they can talk? Because it is the only way that the corruption has ever tried to communicate with us. It is a rare bit of order in the middle of overwhelming chaos. If the corruption has an intelligence, we might be able to understand it or even deal with it. Where exactly is it? On the eastern border of the corruption, near a scouting outpost. An outpost I've heard a rumor you are going to travel to. If you encounter it, all I want to know is what it says. A simple conversation, but very dangerous. I have another question. Da gibt es nichts mehr. Okay, fertig. Und wir haben eine neue Quest. Corruption Sapphires. Sika Machi is the lead researcher at Monitor Base C. She told you how the corruption sometimes creates shades with the ability to talk. Speaking with these manifestations might provide insight into the nature of the wasteland. A sapphire has been spotted to the north, on the border between the corruption and the healthy lands. Machi offered you a reward if you can speak with it. Okay. This is disgusting! Okay, Marlene. There's a young woman of the wild realm here, standing at the table packed with crafting materials, leather tools, flask of peculiar substances. She's working them into devices and containers for the research here. It's a cramped and unpleasant little workshop and she isn't happy about it. As you approach, she snorts, throws an awl into the table with disgust and says, "They expect too much. This is madness. No respect for my craft." Then she notices you. She blushes slightly. "I did not mean to express an honest opinion in front of a hand of Avadon. Apologies. I am Marlene. I am the craftsmaster here. Someone has to do it. But did you come to be here? How did you come to be here?" "I volunteered. The pact asked for workers. The pay was good. I saw a chance to work with rare valuable materials and learn more about my craft. I wanted to see more of the world than my tribe's lands. I chose to come out here. It was educational after all. I learned that I was a fool." "Tell me about the corruption." "People were not meant to live here." She raises her hand. You see that it trembles slightly. "It's eating me away from the inside until I can't even trust my own limbs." "Why do you stay?" "A tragically overdeveloped and foolish sense of duty." I have another question. Marlene cleans and trims a piece of leather while she talks to you. Time in the corruption has unnerved her. Her hands tremble slightly and her cuts are often slightly uneven. She notices the flaws, of course, and they only serve to make her angrier. "What sort of things do you craft?" "Containers, shackles, alchemical equipment for the analysis of monster samples. We do a lot of research here and I give Sika Machi what she needs to do our job. It's important, I suppose, but nothing close to my true skill." "Why do you analyze the monsters?" "Good question. I'm in favor of stabbing them and burning the bodies." Machi thinks that's through... Good question. I'm in favor of stabbing them and burning the bodies. Machi thinks that through study we can find ways to talk to them or easily eradicate them. Good luck. This is the corruption. Nothing ever works out well here. What's your true skill? Leathercraft. I was a master of making leather armor and garb for trade. That's one of the reasons I came here. I thought I would be able to get, I don't know, special monster leather, drake skins, something to craft into something truly glorious. It hasn't happened that way. Wir haben zufällig Leder vom Drachen, vom Drake dabei. Why hasn't it worked out? The skins of the beasts that live here rot away too long after they die. They can't be cured. They just smell bad and fall apart. You craft drake skins? I can, but they are rare. I love working with that material, but I can never get it. Wait, you're a hand of Avadon, right? You hunt and kill things? I'll tell you what. If you find 2 Drake skins and 500 coins, I'll make something nice for you. It's a fraction of my regular price. I just want to make some armor again. Wir haben leider nur 1. I have another question. Schreibe ich aber auch mal auf. Corruption Base C. Marlene. 2 Leather Drake. Leather Drake. Drake Leather. Whatever. Can you craft Drake skins for me? Yes, you need 500 coins and 2 full skins. I could make a suit of armor suitable for a shaman. It was my specialty back in the day. I have an idea for a new design for a leather cloak. It will make your magic more powerful. I can make a pair of stylish leather greaves suitable for anyone who is lost in nature. Don't need anything. Oh, I'm disappointed. You said something about rare materials. I'm glad that you asked. Sometimes, she sighs, this is really disgusting. Let me try again. Sometimes the horrors of the corruption become corrupted. Infected, the power of this place infuses them. When this happens and the creature is killed, the magic can infuse parts of them. She gags slightly. I can sometimes transfer that power into a mundane item, resulting in something more powerful. That sounds gross. I know, right? So you want me to bring? Weird things you cut off of dead bodies that seem to be magical in some way, yes. It will help to increase our knowledge and you will be paid in magic. I have another question. Okay, was war's? Kriegen wir einen Auftrag? Ja. Drake Skins. Marlene ist the Craftsman, brauche ich mir das auch nicht aufschreiben. Naja, ich lass es einfach mal. Marlene is the craftsmaster of Monitor Base C. When not researching the creatures and materials of the corruption, she likes to practice her fine leather work. If you can bring 2 drake skins to her, plus some money for other materials, she can make quality items for you. Note that not all drakes are large and powerful enough to produce a useful skin. Okay. Und Mutant Materials. Marlene is the craftsmaster of Monitor Base C. She bla bla bla. Hatten wir schon. If you find anything particularly magical or weird in the corruption, she might be able to do something interesting with it. Okay. Dann hier unten geht's. Oh, ne, ist abgeschlossen. Da ist aber ein Ding, was man kurbeln kann. Okay, dann werde ich an der Stelle aber erstmal wieder einen Schnitt machen und dann geht's zum nächsten Mal weiter. Bis dann.